The world can change in an instant. One moment, you are suspended between earth and sky, a passenger in a metal tube that somehow defies gravity. You are reading a book. You are sipping a drink. You are thinking about who will meet you at the airport. The next moment, the world is noise and violence. It is a symphony of screaming metal, a sudden, brutal plunge into chaos. This is the edge of the void, where the rules are ripped away. Most do not return, yet some do, and their stories illuminate the strength within us all. On Christmas Eve, 1971, the world of 17-year-old Julienne Copsey disintegrated. She was flying over the Peruvian Amazon aboard LANSA Flight 508. The plane flew into a massive thunderstorm, a churning cauldron of air and electricity. Turbulence tossed the aircraft like a toy. A brilliant flash struck the wing. The plane began to break apart. Still strapped to her seat, she was outside, falling. A surreal, spiraling drop through 2 miles of air. The wind screamed, the jungle rushed up. The spinning likely slowed her descent. She struck leaves, vines, and branches, and finally the soft, damp earth. Her beginning, not her end. She awoke the next day, alone in a vast, indifferent jungle. A broken collarbone, a torn arm, one eye swollen shut. Life teemed around her, indifferent to her survival. Her greatest asset was knowledge learned from her parents. She remembered. Find water, and follow it downstream. Water would lead to people. Dampness. Biting insects. Unseen dangers. Every step a battle. She probed for snakes with her remaining shoe before each step. Sometimes in water, sometimes along the banks. The stream guided her and tested her. Smell of rot, wet earth, air like water. She discovered a wound alive with maggots. With clinical resolve, she removed them herself. When the candy ran out, hunger became a dull ache, but her focus did not. After 9 days, her creek merged into a wide brown river, the Shibuya. It was a milestone, proof she was closer to people, too deep to travel, yet too vital to leave. On day 10, she found a boat, a shock of civilization. Nearby, a primitive hut, silent and bare. Remembrance became medicine, fuel to drive out parasites. The pain was excruciating, but it worked. She likely saved herself from fatal infection. On day 11, human voices returned to her world. They treated her, fed her, and carried her downriver to safety. She had fallen from the sky, and by knowledge, resilience, and will, found her way back to life. A student of the jungle, using its rules to reach the human world again. October 13th, 1972. 45 aboard, including a Uruguayan rugby team. Disoriented in the Andes, the pilot began descent too early. The fuselage skidded down a glacier and stopped in a frozen valley. 12 died instantly. Survivors sat in shock. 11,000 feet, one of Earth's harshest places. Ill-equipped, nights below freezing, thin air. Their world shrank to a torn aluminum sanctuary. The white fuselage vanished into white snow. After 8 days, they heard the worst. Presumed dead. Abandoned, they chose action. Organize, ration, survive. They became a tribe with one purpose: to live. No one was coming. They would rescue themselves. Days turned to weeks. Cold, frostbite, malnourishment, altitude sickness. Food gone. A choice remained outside in the snow. To live, they would consume the dead against every taboo. After prayer and debate, they made a pact to sustain the living, an act of will over circumstance. They assigned roles, cared for each other, endured. Ingenuity against relentless cold. Stories, jokes, faith, threads of humanity. On day 17, an avalanche killed 8 and trapped the rest for days. They dug out, hardened, unbroken, crash, starvation, avalanche. Still, they chose life. After more than 2 months, staying meant death. The strongest, Pareto and Canessa, would walk out. No equipment, uncertain bearings, misjudged distances. Fortified and layered, they set off. Treacherous slopes, exhaustion, oxygen-starved lungs. Expecting valleys, they saw only more mountains. Parado, driven by memories of his mother and sister, refused to yield. We may be walking to our deaths, but I would rather walk to meet my death than wait for it. A choice to move through uncertainty. A Chilean farmer, Sergio Catalan, saw them, and hope returned. 72 days after the crash, 16 survived to tell the world. August 16, 1987. Northwest Flight 255 crashed moments after liftoff. Utter devastation. Amid the ruin, a faint sound. 4-year-old Cecilia Sichan, alive. Fractured skull, broken bones, burns, and the only survivor. How she lived remains a mystery, an improbable flicker of hope. These stories are modern parables of endurance. They strip life to breath, warmth, water, hope, and each other. Survival is purpose in motion. Follow the creek. Take one more step. We are stronger and more resourceful than we know. The will to live is a lighthouse through the darkest storms.